Personal story segment tonight. A Dutch politician named Geert has produced a film that says flat out the Koran incites violence. Well, that hypothesis itself is inciting violence, as Mr. Wilders has been threatened and even denied entry to Great Britain. Here's a clip.
Islam is superior than the Jews, than the Christians, than the Buddhists, than the Hindus. The only deen Allah accepts is Al-Islam. And whoever seeks any other deen apart from Islam will never be accepted.
You will take over USA. You will take over UK. You will take over Europe. You will defeat them all. You will get victory. You will take over Egypt. We trust in Allah.
With us now is Geert Wilders. See, USA, much more open-minded country than Great Britain, isn't it? You're here. You didn't get hassled, did you?
No, not at all.
All right, you're here on the biggest cable show in the country.
Well, you are a country that, fortunately, unlike the British, is still very fond of free speech.
I didn't like that. You know, I love Great Britain. I'm going there in May, and I studied there for a year. I didn't like the fact they didn't let you in. I thought that was wrong.
I didn't like it either. I mean, even if you disagree with somebody, please give them the room to speak and use your freedom of speech.
But they're afraid. You know they're afraid.
They are afraid.
They're scared.
And they are not only afraid, but they were threatened with 10,000 Muslims.
Of course. But
you
were threatened.
Parliament.
How many times have you been threatened? 5,000? I mean, you know.
I don't know.
And one of your countrymen got killed in the Netherlands.
And I'm for 4.5 years now under 24-hour police protection. I lived with my wife
so that's what it's all
in
about.
Jails, in prison cells, and whatever. But still, I'm a fighter, and I'm fighting for freedom of speech.
I got to challenge you on this thing.
Sure.
It's 15 minutes, okay? And you got nuts like you showed here. You know Bill Maher is? Bill Maher is an American comedian. He did a documentary film called Ridiculous Religion or something like that.
I was even in that film.
Okay. Now, anybody can make a 15-minute film about religion and make it like it's crazy and, you know, get those guys. You could do that on Christianity, Judaism, Buddhism, whatever. Couldn't you?
No, not a movie like that. I mean, for instance, if you look at terroristic acts, of course it would be crazy to state that all Muslims are terrorists, because they are not. But almost all terrorists, unfortunately, are Muslims. So it would have been impossible to use. I didn't use actors in the film. I used real images combined with certain verses from certain surahs, and it would have been impossible to make that kind of movie about Christianity. And my point exactly is that when you look at the Islam, I'm not talking about the people. I have nothing against Muslims.
Yeah, when you look at the philosophy...
If you look at the ideology of Islam, it's a totalitarian ideology.
But you don't spend much time in the documentary on the Koran itself. And again, you can take the Old Testament and the Bible and pull out all kinds of inflammatory stuff. And I'm saying to myself, what good is... Here's the bottom line on it, sir. What good is this? Most people know, in the free world, not in the Muslim world, in the free world, most clear-thinking people know that worldwide terrorism is driven by Islamic fascism. Most people know that. What good is you telling them again?
Unfortunately, most people in Europe don't know, especially the political elite, the leadership in Europe. They don't know it. They are afraid. They are what the Arabs call dhimmis. They are afraid of the reality. If I tell you that even today in a European country, Great Britain, the country that banned me and sent me away after detaining me for a few hours, we have already today, when it comes to family law, Sharia courts functioning. I mean, this is Europe today.
But you can't tell me after the London subways got bombed, after your compatriot got murdered in the street of Holland, after they blew up the train in Madrid, after all of these things happened, that Europeans don't know? No. They don't know?
The European
they're
people...
They're afraid. They're cowards.
They are big, fat cowards.
Okay, so this isn't going to change that.
But the political elite is not acting. What we should do, we should be more proud of our own identity. We should be more proud of our values that are based on Christianity,
so what do you do?
on Judaism.
Do you throw the Muslims out of Holland?
I will not throw anybody out.
But you got a big problem over there, don't you?
What I wanted to say is that the first thing we should do in Europe is to stop the immigration from Muslim countries. I wouldn't like to halt the immigration from Muslim countries. If you look at the demographics, if you look at the mass immigration, it is changing our society for the worse.
Well, what's the percentage of Muslims? It's 10% in France. Population is 10% Muslim. What is it in the Netherlands?
Well, a little bit less. We have 16 million inhabitants, and 1 million out of them are Muslims. 100 years ago it was 54 Muslims out of the population, and the numbers is not the only problem. The fact is that at the end of the day we will lose our freedom, because Islam wants nothing else than to submit other people. They are not in our societies to integrate.
Now, do they call you a
assimilate.
racist like they call me here?
Well, you know, they do, but it's very easy that if somebody is not playing the political correct tune to label him a racist or xenophobe, I am not. My party today represents the second biggest party in the polls in the Netherlands. Why? Those people are not racist. Those people are proud on their own Christian identity. They don't want the Netherlands to become an Islamic country. You wouldn't throw them out, but you'd stop the migration. I would stop the migration. I would not throw anybody out, except if they commit violent crimes.
Sure, violent
of course, then we can say, well, you are not welcome anymore in this country. And this is really the first thing we should do. What are we doing now? We are, like the United Kingdom, we are bargaining away. We are appeasing. It's as if Mr. Chamberlain is again in office and not Mr. Gordon Brown.
All you have to see is how many troops NATO in Europe sends to Afghanistan, and what Europe does very small. All right, Mr. Wills, we hope you stay safe. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Pleasure to be here.
When we come right